This is my moment, watch me shine. I'm unstoppable, feel it in my soul. Good vibes only, I'm in control. Turn the music up, let the rhythm roll. I move my body, I'm alive, I glow. Unstoppable, dancing through the fire. Every step higher, taking me higher. Smile so big, can't hold it in. Good vibes, good life, let's begin. Every scar made me wiser. Every tear lit the fire. I don't fear what's ahead.
And I am live, everybody. Hello, 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 everyone. This is Arnav. I am the face behind this beautiful page, my personal page, my Facebook page, and my YouTube page, guys. Hello, happy, amazing Tuesday, rainy Tuesday here in San Francisco. And I'm so grateful to be here, guys, to do this day 9 of this 90 days Go and Success Challenge that I have been doing with my business partners, especially for my mentees. My mentees really are the one who really started doing this. So this is basically the blueprint that I created in October 2023. And I launched it in our business community in March of 2024. And now we're going back again. So basically, this is my fourth year. No, 23, 24, 3 years. Yeah, 23, 24. Yeah, 3 years, not 4 years. Yeah. Yeah, so basically, so grateful to be here, guys. And though it's rainy, nothing can really stop me, right? Because I'm here at home doing this live. But yes, so tonight is not about hype again. It's not about excitement. And it's not about being a big announcement. Tonight is about reflection. Tonight is about my progress, right? About progress, and not the kind of progress that you measure with numbers alone, but the kind of progress that changes you from the inside out, and that shift. I mean, the kind that shifts your mindset, your emotional strength, your identity, and the way you carry yourself in rooms where you once felt small. So again, for those of you who doesn't know me, welcome, welcome. My name is Arnath. I am the face behind these pages, right? I'm streaming my live on 3 different pages, and so happy to be here. Right. So, yeah, so let's talk about progress, because sometimes we look at our lives and think, I'm not there yet, right? But we forget to ask, how far have I actually uh, come, right? And that question really matters to me. That's why tonight I want to open up and share my progress with you, honestly, and being intentional as well. Yeah, so where I started, you know, the woman the woman I used to be. When I first began this journey, I was not as confident as I may look now, right? I had I had belief, of course. I had belief back then, but my belief, but my belief was fragile. It was the kind of belief that felt strong one moment and shaky the next, right? I was working full time in the banking industry back then, carrying a big responsibility at work. I am on a leadership role, carrying responsibility at home too, raising my kids, right? Managing my schedules, bills, expectations. And then I decided to add something new to my plate. And that, guys, that decision felt really heavy, because when you are already stretched, choosing to build something extra can feel overwhelming. I remember asking myself quietly back then in my car during lunch breaks while doing my breathing meditation, can I really do this? You know, will I stay consistent? What if I start and then I stop like before? Because yes, I joined other businesses before. Those questions were real. And I want to say that out loud because sometimes we see leaders and we assume they were always steady. It wasn't. I wasn't. I simply decided not to quit this time. That was the difference. It's not all about the talent. It's not all about the perfection. It's not all about the confidence. It's one irrevocable decision. So yeah. So progress, what how I started. Hmm. One of the biggest lessons I learned is that progress does not start on the outside. It's not something that you see outside. It's something or it starts internally. Before my results shifted, guys, my thinking had to shift too. I had to really stretch myself to make myself uncomfortable from the moment that I am, why I question myself, like, why I had to do this. It's so uncomfortable, but it's still, I want to do it, you know? Before my confidence become visible, guys, my discipline had to become consistent too. Before my leadership became natural, my mindset had to mature. In the beginning, I overthought everything. I cared too much about what people might say. I worried about being judged. I worried about being misunderstood. I worried about not being good enough, right? And that emotional noise is slows my progress. What changed was not that fear disappeared. It was that I learned how to move forward even when fear was present. See, that's totally different. I'm scared, but I still go for it. I went for it. This and then I call this as growth. Growth is not the absence of fear. Growth is movement despite the fear. So yeah, so I show up every single day. If there's one thing that truly transformed me, guys, it was repetition. you know just like in the beginning, going live even though nobody is watching me, even though I go live, even though I feel shaky, I go live even nobody is engaging me. I didn't really think about the people, what they're gonna say. I think about me showing up on my business every single day, even though I was scared, even though I don't know what the heck I am doing. I don't know what I am saying. I just want to show up. I just want to make myself. I had to do this. In my mind, whether I like it or not, I was thinking like this is the business that I am building. It's not all about me. It's the business, it's the mission, that really comes to mind. That's the reason why I I literally swallow my pride, right? Just to go online, just to show or to show myself and just to do my go live, even though I was very, very shaky. Yeah. And I did post and again and again and again. And then I invested in myself and learn and learn and learn, following up again and again, even when engagement was quiet, even when the results were slow. Again, repetition build familiarity. And when you build that familiarity, you slowly build your confidence. And when you build your confidence, you build your authority. And over time, I stopped feeling like I was trying to lead. I simply became the kind of woman who leads. And that did not happen in 1 month. It happened through uncomfortable consistency. There were days when I was tired from work. Yeah. Days when my kids needed me too. Days when I wanted to rest instead of build. But I learned something powerful. You don't need massive action every single day. You just need steady action consistently. That steady rhythm changed my identity. And that's how I started, guys. You know, One of the most meaningful parts of my progress has nothing to do with my business metrics, right? It has a it has something to do with how I show up at home. I am calmer now. Remember, I invested in my personal development. There are many times that I really don't want to do it. There are so many times that I don't want to get up in the morning and stay in bed. But there's always a question in my mind. Should I stay in bed and be comfortable, or should I just get up and work on my goal? And later on down the road, 5 or 10 years from now, all the sacrifices that I am doing will pay off. And I truly believe in that. And this is something that I train my mind to, is when I plant a seed, right? I water it. That seed is my goal, right? When I plant my seed, I water it with the belief. And my belief was faith. You know, faith is the evidence you can see, but down the road, you will reap the result. So that's basically is. Yeah, and I water. I Oh, she no. You cannot do that. You cannot do that. Please. You Yeah. You cannot do the mommy is going live, please. Thank you. Come on. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, so basically that's what I did back then. I watered my goal with so much belief in my heart, and also, and I truly believe that it is possible for me, even though I don't see the result yet. But I trusted myself, I trusted the system, and of course I put so much trust on the community that I was with. I trusted the business itself. So I water it with my belief. My belief is that's faith, right? And then I water it with a lot of prayers as well. Yeah, and then I water it with so much gratitude. I plant, uh, I plant so much gratitude towards my goal. Yeah, so not because it is easier, but because I trust myself more. I no longer panic when things move slowly. I no longer attach my worth to short-term outcomes. My children see me study, they see me lead goals, they see me grow, they see me how committed I am. And what they're really seeing is emotional stability, and that is legacy. You know, they really didn't like it in the beginning when I closed my door, right? Closed the office. But right now it's already 9:25, so I just let the door widely open so my kids will come in and out in here, because it's so important for also that I am doing this for them, right? And of course, they want to see mommy all the time because I've been working for 8 hours. Sometimes I don't see them like 10 hours because I had to leave, work and spend an hour on the road, and coming back also and spend hours on the road. So that basically I didn't see them for 10 hours. And I only have like few hours to spend time with them. So if I decided to do go live, and I just open my office door so they can just come in and out, because again, this is the reason why I started this business, because of them. And the best part in this business, this is a family business. That's why there's a lot of parents with kids doing this business as well, sitting on their lap, right? Yeah, so it's not just again, this is a legacy that I am building. No, do not touch anything. And they are, because it's not just a financial inheritance, but behavior modeling too. They are watching what long-term commitment looks like, and that matters more than just result. Yeah, so again, and I remember there was moments in this journey when I compared myself to others, when I look at others and thought I am behind. and and that comparison is subtle. It doesn't scream loudly, it whispers quietly, you know. Yeah, thank you, that's for your sister. Yeah, it whispers. It whispers quietly. It makes you doubt it makes you doubt more. It makes you doubt your timeline. It makes uh, you question your pace. It makes me question my pace too. But again, maturity taught me this. Everyone's uh, everyone's capacity grows at a different speed. Everyone's foundation is different. And I know and I truly believe that success built slowly often lasts longer. So instead of asking why I'm not there yet, I started asking, am I stronger than last month? Am I getting 1% getting better every single day? Am I am more consistent than last year? Am I less reactive than before? And the answer was yes, that is progress for me. And also, if you compare yourself to other people and they're really progressing rapidly or fast, and then all the things that I've uh, I've learned is they have been working on their mindset behind the scene. And then for me, comparing myself like, oh, okay, I am moving forward, right? I manifested this. I manifested a home. I manifested a car. I'm building a new home. I become an international best-selling author. I manifested my dream job in the business. I am steady, but not. It's just like I'm not falling backward, but I'm still moving forward. But it's not to the extent that that others do, right? And then for me, and then it really reminds me like, oh wait, I am running this part time, right? So again, like, so those are the things that really reminds me that little tiny things that you are doing every single day compounds over time. So when you show up in the business, less time, of course, you have less moving forward, right? And if you really put your 100% in the business, then of course, it also mirrors the time, the progress that you are um, doing in the business too. And that I've learned the hard way as well. And then sometimes I also question myself like, oh my god, I just finished the book and then I am still in this business, because again, you're dividing your energy. So I am doing this, I'm doing this, I'm doing this, I'm doing and doing this, and comparing to the people that I see in the business community. They've been focusing into one, right? But for me, like, I have a job, right? And I am doing the book. I am studying too, personal development. And there's so many things in my life. But again, those are the stuff that I love. Those are the stuff that I love. And the good news is I am also making money. It has multiple sources of income, which is a good thing, right? So that I've learned the hard way. That is progress for me, right? So when I look at my journey now, I see tangible shifts. I understand system more deeply. I understand the digital marketing with more confidence now. I understand that follow up as a relationship building, not pressure all the time. I understand that leadership is emotional regulation for me, and I understand that stability builds trust. So I no longer, this is something that I've learned. I no longer chase. I no longer rush, because I know that my time will come. I build the business intentionally. That calmness did not exist before. Now I do. So I develop layer by level, through practice, through mistakes, and through refinement. And one more thing, through repetition. Yeah, so what most people see are the posts, the lives, the consistency. What they really don't see are the quiet nights of studying, the sleepless nights, the crying moments, the sacrifices. Like in the beginning, I sleep at 2 o'clock, just to finish my training. There's so much things happening behind the scene that people you really don't see, right? Yeah, the early mornings of planning, the moments of doubt that I work through privately, the discipline of continuing when it felt repetitive, and progress is quiet before it is visible. And I embrace the quiet season instead of resenting it. And that changed everything for me. Yeah. So the biggest progress so far for me is identity. If I had to summarize my progress in one sentence, it will be this: I become the woman who stays. And that's the reason why I wrote the book, How to Become the Woman Who Receives, right? And that's the title of my book that is coming anytime soon in Amazon, right? So the woman who doesn't quit when it is inconvenient, the woman who doesn't disappear when it's so uncomfortable, and the woman who follows through, right? And the woman who understands that building something sustainable takes time. That identity shift is more powerful than any temporary success, because once identity changes, results follow naturally. Yeah, so let me ask you guys something. Whether you are watching this live or whether you're watching this in replay, where have you grown this year that you haven't acknowledged yet? Maybe you're more patient, right? Maybe you're more disciplined than last year. Maybe you handle stress differently, and maybe you stop quitting as quickly, right? Yeah, so type in a comment and celebrate it, because again, growth deserves recognition, right? Yeah, so to those business partners, or to those people who is watching right now, to the woman who watching quietly like me, if you feel slow, just remember you are not behind. Okay? If you feel stretched, you are expanding your capacity. If you feel uncomfortable, remember you are evolving. Progress is not always loud. Sometimes it is simply the decision to stay consistent one more day, and one more day, and one more day, until one day you look back and realize you're not the same woman anymore. You're not the same person anymore. And that's just an amazing feeling, because over time you're progressing. I was not that Araneth 5 minutes ago. I change every minute. The way I am thinking, the way I am acting, and the way I am feeling. I don't like to move backward. I love to move forward. So me 5 minutes ago is not that Araneth anymore. Right now, like, I am moving forward every single second. Yeah. So I am proud of my progress, not because I have arrived, right? But because I did not quit. Because I matured emotionally every second. Because I become more disciplined now. Because I become calmer, right? Because I build a structure instead of chaos. And if you've been watching and feeling curious about what I'm building, oh, now you know, right? Now you know. I'm building that. I'm building that woman who become, or I know how to become the woman who receives, and that's the one that I am currently building at the moment. And of course, I always treat day, uh, yeah, I always treat um every day as my day one. you know. Yeah, so I always treat every day as my day one. Yeah, so again, uh, you just have to have that clarity because, guys, real progress begins with one decision, you know, with one decision. And for me, I decided not to quit on myself, and that changed everything. So I'm just really hoping that you never quit on yourself too, and treat your day as as they want to, and always do get better 1% every day, single day, because again, you are compounding over time and over time, and then you will see the results as well. Even though it's a slow result, celebrate it. Always celebrate it, because again, you are not quitting, and I hope you don't quit. Okay, you don't quit on yourself, because from the moment you quit, and this is something that I've learned from my mentor, Bob Proctor, from the moment you quit, that become a habit. So I hope, I will say, I hope, I not hope, I trust and believe that you are not that person who just quit because of simple little things that happen to you. Every time I feel or I'm facing some challenges, I always say this to myself: just bring it on. I embrace the challenge, right? I don't think about the problem. I always think about the solution, because again, if you train your mind to seek, or to just think about the problem, you will get more. Just think about the solution immediately. Problems occurs, great. Great, celebrate it, because it's teaching you something. Because God, whatever you believe in, the universe, whatever the source, right, the infinite intelligence, He will never give you something that you are not capable of finding a solution. Sometimes it is actually a reminder that you have to step back and think. Or don't react immediately in a problem or the challenges. He's actually telling you that you have to sit back, relax, breathe in, because there's always a solution, and focus on solution. Because if you're fighting for it, right, the more you're creating anxiousness, the more you're creating stress in your life. That's the reason why He gave you the challenge, in order for you to sit back and relax and breathe in and breathe out, you know, because He cares about you, then focusing on that, because He knows that you're capable of solving it. That's why He gave it. That is the game of life that we are playing with. Treat it treat it as a blessing, see. So there's always, it's how you view the lens, right? And behind that, there's always answer beneath that. Okay. All right. Amazing, guys. Thank you so much. You don't feel you have reached your goals yet. Thanks. It's difficult to see growth when you don't feel you have reached your goals yet. Well, the thing is, you are letting the outside world in control of you. You know, that's the problem. That's why you have to really detach from the result, because I understand that our senses, our fives, and that's why sometimes for me, I never ever let my five senses in control about the manifestation of my goals. I only use my five senses now that I already achieved the goal. That's why I always act as if that I already have it. That's why you have to train your inner world, your internal world first, before, even though you don't see the result physically, because again, your outer world is the manifestation of what's happening in your inner world. Yeah, that's why you gotta detach detach yourself from the result. So that's what I do. And then the only way for me to train myself is through affirmations. Affirmations, I'm using my mental faculties like imagination, intuition, perception, will, memory, and perception, reason. So I use my mental faculties towards my goal. I use that. I use my mental faculties in order for me uh, to manifest that too. But of course, you have to really train yourself internally and not letting the outside world in control of you too. So even though that's why if when it comes to manifestation for me, based on my experience, I don't see my bank account. I really don't like to see my bank account because if I see my bank account and I'm not really happy with the number, that really creates, you are letting, your five senses is very sensitive on that too. Like, how can I manifest something in my life and it's not really showing in my bank account, right? And then for me, like, I use instead my imagination and see my bank account with so much dollar on it, not the 3D reality that I am seeing. I visualize it, I internalize it, that I have that money in my bank account. And you know what happened once you train your mind to think differently like that? And then yeah, once you train your mind to think differently like that over and over and over again until you believe it, that you already have it in your mind, right? And of course you have to be emotionally involved with it, because even though you're saying that I'm so happy and grateful now that I am earning 100,000 every month, for example, and then like your mind, your belief, your ego, your monkey mind, right, your paradigm, uh start fighting start fighting with you, like, are you serious, Arnett? Are you really sure that you are earning this kind of amount of money? And that you are fighting with your higher self and your old self together, because again, you don't have that. And then the one is telling the truth, and the one that is that you're saying that earning this amount of money, it's just like contradicting. But again, if you keep internalizing it over and over and over again, even though the monkey mind keeps talking to you, and then you keep doing it, and because that's how you're becoming, that's how you train your mind, just like a baby, right? The baby doesn't know the name until you repeatedly, yeah, is that right, repeatedly uh, saying the name over and over and over again, and the baby will soon realize, like, is she calling me, is my mommy calling me, is that me? And then over time you're doing that and you're doing that, you are actually reprogramming the baby's mind by saying the name over and over again. It's the same thing when it comes into our goal. See yourself in the mirror. Say it over and over again that you are that person, that I am so happy and grateful now that I am earning this kind of amount of money every single day from multiple sources. Yes, in the beginning, it's kind of weird to do it. It seems like you're not telling the truth to yourself. But remember, that's you are becoming. You never done that before. It's so uncomfortable. But the more you do it, the more you slowly believe that, right? And internalize it, emotionally involved with it. Once you go to bed, ask yourself, how does it feel now that I am earning this kind of amount of money? And then, how does it feel now that I am a millionaire? Just ask that. How does it feel now that I am a millionaire? And one thing that one reaction you will get, you started smiling. And then now slowly visualize where you're going to use that money, how you're going to use that money. And that whatever things that you put in your vision board, those things are the one you will be using that money to manifest all those things. So if you want a house, what the house look like, how many bedrooms, the paintings, how does it feel now that you are that you are celebrating with your family, housewarming. There's so many things that comes in your mind, and go back there over and over and over again until you become one with it, until you're emotionally involved with it. And here's the thing that I do with my kids: instead of me reading book every night, I turn off the light, we sleep, and then I told them, visualize that the sky is a movie, you know, and I include them in my visualization process. Visualize, it's so dark, right? The room is so dark, and visualize that we are in the grass, in the grass, looking up the skies, and all of a sudden the skies become that we are watching a movie, and I'm visualizing. Now, I already, anything that I put on my vision board, those are the stories that I am telling. I'm actually visualizing. Now we are in the house, right? It has swimming pool. It has what are we doing? And then we're playing the swimming pool, and we are all screaming. And then yeah, it's just like the emotions that the kids are into it too, because that's the power of the visualization. And now we move. We get a car. We had a car, and then the car that I put in my, before I manifested that car, that's the visualization process that we have been doing, that the car is parked. I never let my husband park in the garage in front of, I'm facing right now by the window outside. I never let him park there, because that's every time that I reserve that parking spot for the car that I am manifesting. And every time at night we visualize that the car is already there, and we are going somewhere with the family too. And the kids like, oh mommy, I am doing this, we're playing our music together, right? And then we yeah, so those are the things that I've done. And then this house too, when I manifested this house, and that's how I did it. And then, like, I question myself, how did I manifest this? The power of visualization. I included my kids to visualize that. And we're screaming, we're happy, you know. And that's because you have to be emotionally involved with that. Because even though you are visualizing something, and you're not really even emotionally, you don't have emotions towards that, it's not gonna work. Even though you are been reading your affirmations every single day, if you are just reading out without emotion, that's not gonna work. The same thing with the writing. That's why visualization, meditation, mindfulness is the key here, because you visualize now that you already have that. Always live from the end. So that's what I do, Debbie. I hope. And the thing is, you have to be very careful about your word too. Never say difficult. Okay, watch the word that comes from your mouth. It's easy. It's easy to manifest, because you're sending that words to the universe, and the universe will hear it, right? Everything is energy, guys. This pen that I am holding right now, once you put it in a microscopic, you can see like white, uh you know just like right now. Oh, see, you can see that those are energy. If you put your body in a lens, something like that, you can see there's something like white surrounding it. So everything is energy. So what you are thinking, whatever dominant thoughts that you're thinking, remember, that's what you are attracting to. So if your dominant thought is something that you don't want, the good news is you have that reasoning power to reject it. Only accept the one that serves you. All right, so that's it, everybody. Thank you so much. I hope I was able to answer your question. Thank you, guys. It's already almost 10 o'clock, and it's time for me to take my little boy to bed, because he's still awake at the moment. He's still waiting for me. All right, thank you, guys. Have a good night, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. All right, bye-bye.
This is my moment, watch me shine. I'm unstoppable, feel it in my soul.